All right. Okay, so let's go. If you need anything under your head from when we lay down, you can definitely prop yourselves. We're going to lay down, find alignment down here. So we have a nice, easy class today. I would even like to stretch you a little bit at the end. If we have bands or rings or a towel, maybe we'll grab them and we'll get a little bit of stretching done. If not, we can do it without. Okay, so get your heels in alignment with your sit bones, knee aligned with the hip bones or just inside it, shoulders, scapulars pulling down, arms reaching to your feet, back of the neck nice and long. And let's go through our breathing. So try to find your breath to the back and side and top of the ribs. And breathe out, release. Okay, so just finding that breath into the rib cage. Opening that rib cage like an umbrella. Yawning. So try to first send that breath to the back of the ribs. Good. If you're comfortable with the breath in, let's go ahead and activate the whole lower inner core. So you're going to try to connect the pubic bone back towards your tailbone, and then you're going to lift that, connect it to the pubic bone, sink and lift that. And then breathe into the rib cage again. Breathe out, connect pubic bone to tailbone. Lift it, sinking the abdominals as you lift. Okay? So we're breathing in, expanding the ribs. Breathing out, scoop the pelvic floor, sink the abdominals, lift it, and then hug the ribs at the end. Breathe in. On the breath out, connect the pelvic floor, pubic bone to tailbone, sit bones together, lift it. Feel the activation of the pubic bone sink. And then lift that, then hug your hip bones towards each other, your waist and your ribs. And then remember, all this is very gentle, like 20 to 30% work. And when you're ready also, let's bring our fingertips just inside the hip bones, between the hip bones and the belly button. And let's try on the breath out to pull the abdominals away from your fingertips. So breathing into the ribs, activating the pelvic floor, hollowing the abdominals, lifting, and then hugging the hips, waist, and ribs. Give me two more. Try not to tighten it around your fingers. Try to sink it away from the fingertips. Good. Then release the hand and let's use the breath and the abdominal work to go into our imprint and arching. So on the breath out, you're going to scoop the abdominals, lift it. Try to tilt the pelvis to push the low back onto the mat and connect the pubic bone to belly button to the abdominals. Don't squeeze the butt. And then lengthen the tailbone long, tailbone, sit bones long, and then keeping the rib cage still, you're gonna arch the low back and dip the pubic bone down between your ankles. Breathe out, scoop, hollow, imprint, very light, very gentle connection. So we're not popping the abdominals to the ceiling, you're sinking and lifting. And then you're lengthening the pelvis, the longest pelvis you can give me with the tailbone and the sit bones, doing it, helping you do it. And then you're arching the low back. I just lifted my ribs, but arch the low back to dip the pelvis. Scoop imprint. Breathe in, lengthen, arch. No butt, just abdominals, deep abdominals and back muscles. Good. Let's do one more. Arch, And then from the arching, let's pull back into your neutral today. So keep coming back, but keep that very gentle space in your low back. Then connect your ribs down towards the pelvis. We have the low back floating, the pelvis and the sacrum on the mat, and the ribs on the mat with the scapula. Give me one full breath in and out, stabilize this position. We're gonna go into our marches. So breathe out, scoop, hug. Good. Keeping the stability of the pelvis. I'm going to stabilize my side away from your camera, pushing the foot and the back of the pelvis and ribs down. And I'm going to float this leg up, keeping my pelvis long and neutral. I'm going to breathe out, scoop the abdominals, lift it as the leg lowers. Then I stabilize the side, back of the ribs, pelvis, and foot as I hover the other leg up. I can go as far as my pelvis stays completely still and doesn't tilt to bring the leg back. Scoop, lift the abdominals as the leg lowers. Good. Give me 6 more. Float the leg up, keeping the stability of the opposite side. Breathe out. Scoop and lift. Really gently release the leg down, giving that nice challenge to the torso. One more to each side, or 2 more. Usually the first 4 don't count, and then it starts counting. Make sure you're really feeling the activation of both sides. So let's just do 1 more to each side. Again, that knee can travel back as long as nothing changes in the pelvis and the back. This is my last one. Good, and it comes down. Arms go to ceiling for our crunches. So keep the arms nice and wide. You may certainly support your neck, lengthening, and you can keep your hands down to the hips when we go into the crunch. Whatever is comfortable for you. With the arms up and down, we're just gonna get that warming up of the arms and shoulders. So tuck your chin, lengthen the back of the neck and head. Keep everything lengthened. Keeping the pelvis neutral, breathe out, scoop the belly, hug your hip bones, lift the head, roll the shoulders off the mat, come up into your crunch, keeping the chest and the shoulders nice and wide. And then roll down, connecting the abdominals to the pelvis, and the arm may reach back a little bit more. And again, scoop, press, crunch, come down, controlling. Keep the ribs connecting to the pelvis. Maybe the arm goes back, maybe it doesn't. Nice on your way to keep your head stable on your arm and not pulling with the arm. So make sure that if your arm is behind your head, you're not pulling, you're pushing the head back towards the arm. As you're crunching up and down, pay attention that both sides of your abdominals are working. So sink both sides equally. As you come up, keep scooping and lifting both sides of the abdominals. Good. I don't know how many we've done. I'm going to assume this is 6. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to add the marches for another 6, okay? So stabilizing the opposite side, floating the leg, crunching, keeping the pelvis still neutral, not tipping because the leg is coming up. So maybe arch your back a little bit more, keep your sit bones forward and up and down. Let's really open up those shoulders as well. Breathe out. Good. Breathe. Keep that pelvis heavy. So I really anchor my tailbone deeper as I come up. And I keep that arch on my low back. And I'm really just working from the back of my rib cage. Last 2. Okay. So the head is going to stay down. The arms are going to bend and come to your side. We're going to keep marching, but we're going to do this opposing arm work. So the leg is going to arch. The leg is going to march. My opposite arm goes inside. I reach as much as I can. I push the leg away, but I resist with the leg so the leg doesn't really move. And then it comes back down, and then I switch to the other side. I march, I reach my arm as far as I can, watch that the shoulder doesn't round, reach from under the armpit, push the leg away, resist, feel the connection from under the armpit, on the rib, across to your inner thigh. If you can't feel the connection, make it happen. Stay there and then feel under the armpit, across the rib to the other side, and then the inner thigh. Okay? So we're also doing 6 of these. Feel the connection. Nice. Reach, push, resist. Nice. Okay. So if you're done with the 6, we're going to crunch. So crunch, reach, push, resist. Stay here. Anchor this side of the scapula down, all the way across the opposite pelvis pulls down. You're pressing and resisting with the top. Come down and then switch. So come up and hold. Press this pelvis down, opposite scapula down, reach a little more and come down. So feel the connection to the back of the body and the front of the body. Let's go, 3 more. Don't forget the opposite pelvis to really rotate it out. Press it down. Okay, this pelvis is really working to stay stable. Nice. Okay, so altogether we should have finished 6. I'm losing count. All right, good. So we're gonna imprint and bring your legs up to the ceiling so the arms stay down on the ground. March one leg, imprint, march the other leg. Legs are hip width. Let's do 2 imprints and get that back a little closer to the ground. So breathe out, chest and ribs connect down to the floor, and then you lift the abdominals and bring that low back closer to the ground, okay? So it's a more imprinted neutral, I guess you'd say. Okay, so from here, we're gonna do single leg toe taps. You're gonna scoop and lift this abdominal as you lower the leg. The leg that's lowering, that abdominal is lifting. The leg is only gonna go as far down as we don't change the position of the leg. Full breath out, lower as you lift the abdominal. And back up. Let's do 8, so 6 more. Scoop and lift, scoop and lift. This is my weak side, so it takes a bit more effort. A lot more effort. 5. Let your back move. So it's the same rhythm, down and up. Don't go down and then yank it back up, okay? Wait there for a second and then use your abdominals to scoop and lift the legs. Very different. So we're really scooping, lifting. Now for the leg to go up, sink and lift through the deep muscles. Mostly I want you to find your psoas. This is probably the last one. And if it is, if you've done 8, you can hug your knees and roll side to side. If you haven't done it, just finish it. We're going to bring the legs back up to the seat, to tabletop, and we're going to do crunches. So wherever you choose your legs to be, it's up to you. So closer to you is more stable on the back. Further away is less stable and much more work on the core. Inner thighs are together. If it's uncomfortable, bring your ball between the knees, okay, or your pillow. Arms to ceiling or supporting your head or next to hip, and let's go. We're gonna crunch. So keeping the legs completely still, Roll the head, roll the shoulders, crunch, bringing the arms down, squeeze the scapula a little bit to keep the collarbones open. Keep the connection of the inner thigh, especially as you roll down. Keep the connection of the abdominals, okay? Breathe in to lengthen the neck, breathe out, scoop, crunch, and roll. Nice. 6, so we have 3. Arm can go as far as you can control that rib cage. 4. Nice. Pull with the abdominals. 5. Sink first. Crunch. Hold at the top. Connect the ribs. 6. Good. You can take a break, rest. And now we're going to add the toe taps to the crunches for another 6. Okay? So we're going to go back up and we're going to add the toe taps to this. So as you crunch, the leg goes down as well. You're going to breathe out, crunch, leg comes down, but abdominals stay lifting. And then come back down, arms and legs go back up. 2. Full breath. Go as high as you can and only lower the leg as much as you don't arch the back. Arm keeps moving back. 3. Keep scooping. 4. 5. 6. Hug the knees and rest. Rock side to side. All right, so we're going to do the opposite arm reaches again here, but instead of the marches with the toe taps. So you're gonna be here. We're gonna drop one leg, reach the arm across the knee that stays, anchor scapula and opposite pelvis, and then come back down. So the arm is gonna reach much deeper into the leg. Again, choose the leg position that's comfortable for you, and let's do 6 to 8 of these. So breathe out, toe tap, with a rotation, a reach, a push of the leg, and bring it in. 2. Okay, the toes, the leg that's tapping down, that pelvis has to be stable. Come up, reach that arm, reach the arm all the way to the foot. The arm that's going inside the leg. Go as deep as you can, anchoring the scapula and the pelvis. Reach, 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 reach. Good. You're cheating with the arm and the elbow that stays on the floor. Nice. I'm going to do my last one. Nice. And then hug the knees and rock side to side. Nice work. Lots of core work. Very good. Nice and gentle, but good. Okay, let's march the legs down. And let's go into our bridges. So hands are going to come here on your side. Find the alignment of the heels with your sit bones. Knees go forward. And the legs are almost in this 90-ish degree position. Shoulders and scapulas reach down. Press into your heel. Scoop the abdominals. Imprint and raise that pelvis off the mat. I want your waist to stay down along with the ribs and chest. Okay, so just roll the pelvis. Lengthen the tailbone and roll the pelvis all the way down again. Okay, let's do 4 of those. So breathe in to lengthen head to tailbone. Breathe out, scoop, imprint, press into the heel, squeeze your butt, lift the tailbone, but keep the ribs pressing the rest of the spine down. Breathe in or out to roll back down to neutral. 3 more. Hollow, hollow. Feel the work on both sides. Press into the heels. Feel both glutes squeezing. Lift that tailbone, keeping the ribs down. Breathe out. Roll it down all the way to that neutral. And two more. Watch those shoulders. Don't round. Press into the heels. Squeeze the glutes even more now. Lift more, but the ribs stay down. Lift that tailbone, squeeze more, reach the thighs more, and then roll down, controlling. Last one. Breathe out, scoop, round. Press into the heels, squeeze the butt, and roll the pelvis up. Allergy. Breathe out, roll it back down. So now as we go up, we're going to take 2 to 3 ribs off the mat at a time. Breathe out, scoop, hollow, press into the heels, squeeze the glutes, roll the pelvis. Now let's roll 2 of the maybe bottom ribs. Still keep the chest heavy. Breathe in, lengthening at the top. Watch your shoulders, reach your arms to your feet. Breathe out, roll down, don't round the shoulders to come up. If you need to bend the elbows a little bit more, you can, but try not to keep rounding the shoulders as you go up. Keep going, scoop, press into the heels. Round, and let's take those 2, 3, or 4 ribs. Chest still heavy. Scapulas and arms heavy. Breathe out from the esophagus. Let's roll down 1 bone at a time, all the way to the neutral. 1 more like this, and then we go higher. Scoop, press into the heels, squeeze the glutes, raise the pelvis. Keep reaching the thighs even more up. Nice. Watch your shoulders, Simone. Yeah, pull it down. And then scoop from the esophagus here, like you're doing a crunch. All right, let's go higher. So 2 to 3 all the way up to the bottom of the shoulders. So breathe out, scoop, hollow the abdominals, squeeze the glutes, roll up, 1 bone at a time, reach the thighs, peel the ribs. So I'm pressing my chest and ribs down. I'm pushing with my glute fold and tailbone. Think of your tailbone pushing up, but you're rounding. Go as high as you can, scapulas and arms press down, feet press down from the chest and the ribs. Roll down. If you're having a hard time activating your glutes, just dig into the heels a little bit more, okay? Your feet can come up. So breathe out, scoop. Press into the heels. You can dig it this way. Squeeze the glutes and roll. I prefer your whole feet down, but if you want, this will activate more. Come up, rolling. Push with the bottom of your tailbone. Chest and abs pressing, lifting just through the glutes, abs really tight. Okay, if you can bring the feet down, just keep pushing into the feet and lifting. Chest nice and wide. Now keep those thighs and knees reaching forward from the highest point in your rib cage. Roll back down. Lots of work. Let's go. Last one. Breathe out, press, scoop, roll. Watch, open up the chest, palms of the hand can be to the seating if that helps you. Dig into the heels, lift through that pelvis. Good, now stay up here, everyone, as high as you can, and you're gonna shift the pelvis side to side. My knees are gonna stay. I'm gonna push into my hip, and I'm gonna take my hip to the other side, like a typewriter, like an old typewriter, okay? So I'm gonna shift. My pelvis stays parallel to the ground, and I'm gonna push to one side and then push to the other. Push to one side, push. So my shoulders are still, my legs are kind of still, and I'm trying to just push and push. Push and push. Give me 4 more. Let me show you this way. Okay? So we're pressing and shifting to one side, staying parallel to the mat. Shift to the other side. Shift and shift. So my right side is very grippy, doesn't want to go. I'm going to try to move it. Lower into my hip. Down here, maybe makes me move a little bit more. When you're done, realign everything and roll back down. Really nice to release the spine. Cross the leg and come into your number 4 stretch. Good, hold it here. Keep pulling the leg in Bit more, push the knee away if you need to. Nice, and let's switch sides. Other leg, pull and push. Breathe. Every breath out, increase the stretch. Good, and release, nice. All right, so we're gonna roll to our side and we're gonna come up into an all fours position. Okay, if you have an issue with your wrists and you need to put your hands on something high, grab blocks. You can even use a roller, okay, to put your elbows on. And we're gonna do a little bit of a cat-cow. So if you're okay here, spread your fingers wide, press the knuckles and the tips of the finger into the ground and grip the ground. Okay, I want you to activate the muscles of the forearm. It's very dark on that side. Okay, so here we are. Finding my spot. Okay, pull the shoulders and scapulas away from the ears. Lift, lengthen the tailbone and the sit bones. Lift your core up. And from here, just give me a couple of breaths into the belly. So breathe in, expand the belly down and up. Pull the belly in. Okay, keep that neutral spine. Keep your feet in alignment with your knees as best as you can. Scoop the belly and the ribs. Keep working into those arms, pressing it into the ground, wrapping the scapulas around your ribs, lengthening the neck and the head in line with the spine. Okay, so now let's do a little bit of cat-cow. So we're gonna breathe in, lift your tailbone to the ceiling. So keep the abdominals slightly engaged, lift the tailbone, drop the bottom ribs, shift your chest forward, pulling the shoulders down, away from your ears, chest forward, push the chest forward, the shoulders down, and look slightly in front of you. So imagine you're pulling the hands towards your knees as you push the chest forward. Now breathe out, scoop your belly, round your pelvis, round your low back, lift your rib cage, lift your chest. Now push into the ground, keep your shoulders wide, release your head, and just keep tucking your tailbone and pushing through the spine to the ceiling. On your next breath in, push your tailbone to the ceiling. Keep your abs slightly tight. Drop your lower ribs. Now shift your chest forward, pulling the hands towards your knees. Chest forward and up. Forward first and up. Look up gently forward and up with the chest with a nice even curve on your whole back. Breathe out, scoop the abdominals, round the pelvis. Round the mid back. Press your head into the floor. Open up your shoulders. Round the upper back, pushing up. Your head should be totally released. And again, shoulders down, tailbone up, abs gently engaged, lower ribs down, chest forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. Pull the scapulas down as the chest goes forward. More scapulas down. Pull the shoulders away from your ears as your chest goes forward. The whole arm and scapulas go back as the chest goes forward. Breathe out. Scoop the abdominals round. Low back goes up. Mid back. Press into the ground. Shoulder goes wide. Push those ribs to the ceiling. The head is relaxed. Last one. Let's go. Tailbone to ceiling. Ribs come down, chest shifts forward, arms pull back as the chest shifts forward, scapulas pull down as the chest shifts forward. Pull the arms to your knees, scapulas to your butt, chest forward, forward, forward. Breathe out, round one last time. And then bring your toes together, Push your butt back to child's pose and keep pushing, 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 pushing. Ribs should be on your thighs, reaching forward. And then you can bring the palms of the hand up if you want and round the palms of the hand to stretch your forearms. So I'm pulling my fists in. Good. Come up a little bit more, roll the wrists. Your elbows are on the mat. Pull the elbows into the mat and just get those wrists to roll a little bit more. Crazy hair going. Good. And roll yourself up to a seated position. Okay. All right. So stretch your wrists here. I want to see if we can do a push-up. We're going to do the push-ups on the knee, okay? So if you cannot do a push-up, just hold a plank on your elbows and you can straighten the legs out or be on your knee. So we're going to bring the hands by the shoulders, shoulder width or a little bit wider if you want. I'm going to personally take my knees back a little bit more. You can keep the knees under the pelvis if you want. I'm just going to walk it back, keep my shoulders here. Okay, pull the shoulder scapulas down, round your pelvis. I don't want you to drop the pelvis. The pelvis is going to stay a little bit high, not in line with the body. Just tuck a little bit, squeezing the glutes and abs. Now, shoulders wide, bend your elbows to the side, keeping the scapulas wide. Bring the chest down and then push. Let's see if we can do about 6 to 8 of these. Watch your ribs. So you're pushing the ribs, rounding the scapulas around your pelvis by pressing to the ground, shoulders down, scapulas around your ribs. Abs tight. Keep the pelvis and the back stable. Keep the scapula stable as you can, bend and come down. Okay, so try not to collapse the scapula in the back. And go. 3. Chest comes forward, elbows bend back. Nice. Don't drop the chest. Keep the whole torso lifted to the ceiling with your core. And just think of bending those elbows. 4. Keep the head in line with the spine. 5. 6. Let's do 2 more. Good. 7. Don't go too low if you don't need to. Just keep everything stable. And 8. Okay, if you want to finish 10, you can. Otherwise, you can stretch back. I'm going to bring my elbows here, my palms to the ceiling. I'm going to do my wrist rolls again. You can sit up tall. You can just straighten your legs if you need to. Okay, roll the wrists. I'm going to sit up tall. And I'm going to roll wrists in. And wrists out. Okay. So, one more, okay? If you need a break, take a break. We're gonna do one more and we're gonna go into our narrow push-ups. So if you need to keep your knees even closer to you to do the narrow push-ups, you can, okay? Or again, take it as far as you want. So we were doing the push-ups at a 45 degrees before, not wide, right? We were here to keep stability. Now we're gonna come as close as we can to the torso. So these are the hard ones. Don't think of chest has to come down or anything like that. Just go as far as you can with it and then see how it works. So Rania, you were on a plank. If you want to change and do plank with the roller on your ankles or even the roller under your arms, you can roll it forward and back a little bit or just work on stability if you'd like, okay? Just as a change. For the rest of us, with the tricep presses, okay, we're gonna come here again, shoulders down. Pelvis can be even higher on this one. If you wanna challenge more, then you can go back to the same position. Grip the floor, and now from here, I'm gonna take my elbows back and my chest forward, and then I push. Again, you don't need to go very low, okay? If this is enough, then this is enough. Just keep stability. So shoulders pulls away, chest comes forward, elbows goes back, and we push. Anywhere between 6 to 10, keeping that head in line with the torso, shoulders wide. So imagine you're holding a book between your armpits, your arm and your armpit, sorry, in your armpit, so between your arm and torso. So I can barely move it now. 6, I think. I'm gonna try 2 more, but I'm not gonna go too far. 7, keep that core elevated. Ribs to ceiling, abdominals to ceiling, okay? Now I'm gonna stretch back. You guys can continue. This time I'm really gonna stretch. So toes together, my knees are apart. Chest come between my arms lengthen. I push the chest down. Breathe into the back. Breathe in the area between your arms, arm and torso, your armpit area. And roll up to seated. Roll your wrists. So let's stretch it a little bit. So I have hands down, pull. And then hand up, push the heel, pull the fingers. Roll. And then let's do the other wrist. Very gently pull. So really reach to the top of the arm and pull. Keep stretching. And then switch. Roll the wrists. A lot of wrists. Okay, so let's stand up and let's do a little bit of leg work, standing. I'm gonna do some squats. I'm gonna change the view of the camera. I think you guys are okay doing the squats, right? Okay, I think I'm in view here. All right, good. So let's start with the feet in line with the sit bones. Since Simone doesn't have a lot of her props, let's use without props. So we have the legs in parallel. If you feel you need to go a little bit wider, you can for more mobility here. We're gonna start with knee bends, okay? So first, scoop the abdominals, lift, send the tailbone down between your ankles. Find the alignment of the head, the ribs, and the pelvis stacked on top of each other. Now, keeping the abdominals lifting at the tailbone and the spine still. I want you to bend at the knees. Think of keeping the sit bones just behind your heels. So you're not tucking and you're not pushing it back. You're just gliding your back on a wall, bending the knees, and then pressing into the heels, lifting the knees up to the thighs. So breathe out, breathe in. All right, and watch that the pelvis and the back are not moving. So you're not shifting pelvis forward, okay? So if my back was against this wall here, imagine, okay, this white wall pillar, I'm going straight down and up. And if you can see, I'm not changing position here or here. The wall stays in the exact same place as I go up and down. My back and the wall are parallel to each other. Yep, nice. So I'm going to count this one as 4. So when you come up, press it to the heel and lift the thighs up. 6, 7, 8, 9. See if you can go a little bit deeper. Be careful that your knees don't collapse, okay? It's parallel down here. Knees are straight forward. 10. Yeah, so you're not in outer position. Straight forward. Good. Let's add the squats to this. So from here, now I'm going to lean forward. So I'm going to do the knee bend, and then I keep leaning forward, not leaning forward, my torso is going to follow. I'm shifting my pelvis back to come into the squat. Notice that my knees are really not traveling forward. They keep bending, but my pelvis is mostly traveling back. Then I press into the heels. I squeeze my butt so I can come back up. All right, so it's all one movement. We bend the knees, we hinge the pelvis back, we keep the core holding the spine, we keep hinging back and bending the knees. The chest is slightly open in front of you, but only the upper back is opening that chest. Good. So let's try to make all that into one movement, Simone. So squat, bend, hinge, come down. No, one movement. Look at me. I am bending, hinging, and lowering all at the same time. Yes. Press and lift. Stuck that pelvis. And squat. Okay? Press and lift. So don't think of your shoulders coming down. Think of your pelvis reaching back. You're sitting on a chair. Yes. Squeeze the butt, come up. And go. Let's do 4 more. 4. Abs tight. Good. Look straight ahead. 5. Reach the pelvis back. Abs lifted. Press into the heels. Squeeze the butt to come up. 2 more. 1 more. And release. Okay, that's good. So I'm assuming that's 10. Of course, I didn't count well. All right, let's take a quick break and let's just go heels up and down. Okay? If you need to hold on to a roller, to a wall, to anything, you can. I want you to make sure that you're aligned. Your toes are all spread out. And when you come up, keep the pressure on your big toe. Think of lifting the arches of your feet, the inner thigh, the pelvic floor, and the abdominals to lift you. Start from the big toe and the arches of your feet. So find your neutral. We're going to do 10. Nice. 2. I think you guys started before me. 3. 4. 5. Good. Control up and control down. Good. Nice. 6. 7. 8. 9. I'm losing my balance. 10. Nice. And shake your legs. Whew. Roll the feet. Nice job. Okay, so let's go to second position. So now we're going wide, okay? We're gonna do the knee bends here. So my feet are wider than my hip, not too much wider, just wider. Okay, I am not in a lot of rotation. I'm just rotating out a little bit so I don't lose my neutral. If I keep over rotating my feet, my pelvis and my back are going to go out of alignment. So will my hip, middle of the knee, my second toe. All this needs to be aligned, okay? So here, find that stability. So lift the abdominals, lower the tailbone, connect the ribs, and we're gonna do those knee bends that we did with the leg parallel. So again, here, there's that wall behind me. I'm keeping everything the same. So I'm not doing this and my pelvis doesn't come forward. So sit slightly back, Rania. Sit slightly back with your butt as you bend your knee. Back. So your pressure is towards the knee like this. I need you to sit back. So if you go down, your toes should be able to move freely. That's better. And all the weight is on your heel. So you're gonna give me 10. That's better. Good. Now also watch when you're bending the knees that you're not collapsing it in. Okay, your weight is on your pinky side of the foot, but your big toe is anchored. Good. When you come up, pull through the arches of the feet, the inner thigh, pelvic floor, lengthen. Let's do 2 more. I'm not counting, sorry. Last one. Good. Okay, so let's assume we did 10. Now we're going to take this into our squat. So you're going to bend, hinge back, squat. So now we're doing a wide squat. I want your weight to be to the outer side of the foot, but your big toe is anchored. Press into the heel, pull the inner thigh, stuck your pelvis, come up. 10. So let's go. 2. Squat. So if you want to reach your arms forward here, you can. 3. It challenges the core even more. Keep the weight out on your foot. 5. Open up the knees so it's tracking on top of your third toe. 6. Abs, abs, abs. Open up those legs. 7. 8. Pull and close, tuck the pelvis at the end. Don't lower the shoulders and the chest. It's sitting back with the pelvis that's going to lower your torso. Use your legs a little bit more. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Hold. Push into the heels. Lift through the muscle, muscle, muscle. Yeah, that's more. This is not doing anything. So tighten to go down. Press, squeeze, lift. Okay? So 10-ish. Nice. Roll the feet. Good. Nice, Simone. That looks really good. Okay, so we're going to stay in this position. Actually, let's bring it in a little bit. It's a bit too wide. I'm not going to make you suffer. And I'm not going to keep your heels together. If you want to come to first position, you can. There's about 2 fists between your big toes. Not very open. Okay, but I'm going to separate a little bit because my knees knock, so I don't want them to touch too much. Let's do heel raises. So scoop the abdominals, lengthen the tailbone, and up and down. Okay, now squeeze your glutes a little bit to give you more stability. Rotating the thigh out a little bit should help. 3. Back. 4. Good. 5. Slowly down, try not to collapse. 6. Lift through the arches of the feet. 7. Nice work. 8. 9. 10. Good job. That's really nice. Roll your feet. Nice work. Very good. Okay. That's all I'm going to do for leg work. We don't need to do too much from... actually, we can do one more. Okay, so let's try to do a little bit of the knee bends with the heel raises, okay? So we're gonna go squat, up, lift, and lower, okay? And I'm in parallel, a little bit wide, so it's not the knee doesn't go out, it goes straight forward. So a small squat, press and lift, heels up and down. Squat, press, lift. So go at whatever tempo works for you. Watch your alignment, watch your core control to make sure that you're controlling every movement. Okay, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, lift the heels, breathe in, bring it down, breathe out, come down, breathe in. Watch your alignment, watch the core, use the legs. 6, 7, 8, okay, make it fluid if you can. 9, come straight up. 10, come straight up and down. Very good. Yeah. Okay, and let's go to our second position and do the same. So now we're going to try to do the heel raises from here. So we're going to squat, come up, lift, down. Squat, come up, lift, down. Okay? Do as many as you can. I'm going to go up to 10. So we have that small rotation. Knees follow second to third toe. And let's go. Squat, come up with the heels and down. 2, 3, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. The breath is up to you. 4, 5. Keep your glutes squeezing. 6. Nice, nice, nice. You're looking good. Don't drop the chest, Rania. 7. So try to look forward when you squat. Yes, that's better. 8. Good. 9. I want more work on your butt, less work on your knees. 10. Good. And shake it off. Nice. That's really good work. Okay. Let's stretch the quads. So I'm going to give you 2 options. 1, you can put your hand on something, grab your leg, and stretch here, or not hold anything. Okay? So when you grab your foot, tuck your pelvis forward, round it. Okay? Having a hard time standing, so I'm going to do this side first. Okay? Tuck your pelvis, and then you want to pull the knee back, pushing the pubic bone forward and heel to butt. So you don't want to be here, okay? Don't arch the back. Round the pelvis and then take the leg back. Hold it there. I know you've been holding already. Don't stress the shoulders. Keep trying to pull the knee back and the heel to the butt. Obviously, I need to hold on to something today. No balance. 5 more seconds. Nice. When you're ready, you can release. Do the other side. So pull the leg, hold the foot, push the pubic bone. So tuck your tailbone, and then try to drag your knee back and try to bring your heel to butt. And keep doing that. So keep tucking the pelvis. So pubic bone forward, leg back, and heel to butt. Watch that you don't stress the shoulder. Nice. And release. So much work on the other leg. So do you have a band or something to stretch with? I wanted to go to the floor and try to do a little bit of stretches with the band. Okay, you can do it with the ring. You can do it with a towel. You can do without anything. You can just lay down and hold on to your leg. That's totally fine as well. Okay, so let's bring one leg to the ceiling. If you have anything to wrap it, yeah, the ring works. That's good. Wrap something around the foot. If you can, straighten the other leg, straighten. And let's just get a nice stretch to the back of the leg. So if you don't have anything, just hold on to the leg here. Okay, you can bend that bottom leg. You can hold on to the leg wherever you can hold. It's totally fine. A towel works, a t-shirt works, everything works. Four more. Good. Release this leg a little bit, bring it across the body and let the pelvis rotate. It's fine. But this shoulder has to stay on the ground. So if you're holding the leg, you can just bend the knee also and hold it through here. Okay, you can keep the leg straight and just take it across. You can lower the leg as much as you need to lower. It doesn't have to be high like mine is. But the shoulder needs to stay down. And breathe. Good. Keep pushing that leg across. Bend the knee, it's fine. Bend the knee and hold the leg, it's fine. And bring it back up. And let's switch legs. Other leg up. Good. This leg can be bent or straighten it out. Reach the waist long on both sides. And breathe. Good. Every breath, try to pull it. If you're holding your leg, you can hold it here. You can hold it down here. Keep pulling. Just keep reaching the heel to the ceiling as much as you can and keeping that leg straight. If you need help, just bend the bottom leg. Works too. Nice. 5 more seconds. And then we're going to release the leg and you're going to bring it across the body. So anchor the other arm and shoulder down. Keep pulling this leg across. Remember, you can bend the knee if you don't have anything and just use your hand. But the opposite shoulder has to stay down with your effort. Okay. Keep your waist long, sit bones reaching long. Don't collapse the waist. Nice. And slowly pull it back in. Hug both knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Good. You feel free to continue stretching if you need to. You can go back into the number 4. Okay, if you want to do inner thigh stretch, you can. Otherwise, I am going to let you guys go. I need to go break my fast. Yeah, stay there and stretch if you need to. Good. Thanks for being with me today. Thanks, ladies.
Mona. See you soon.